cables, so I had an extra one, or I was able to swap it out. Looks better, at least for the second. All right, test. We're testing. This may be a very short test. It's good to see everybody. It's been too long. Day, 3 in the afternoon, super cold. All right, who do we have? We're going reverse order for the moment. Walking commuter Gabe, good to see you. Yeah, we are testing the BELABOX setup. We got 2 connections, but as you could probably tell, we had a little bit of a USB cable snafu. Everything that works at home when you're testing, the moment you take on the road, boo. To Bailey with the gigantic, kind and generous 20-pound super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 20 times over. So we're in the park, we're trying the BELABOX, different kind of setup. We are on stroller cam. So you guys have to let me know how, bumpy and everything that is. Ron TV, good to see you. Brian Davis, Ambrose, the red flag. Colleen, Glenn, Micah. AC, Carol. ER Trauma, ABX. I saw Arjan at the beginning. I probably said hello, but I don't know what you guys heard. Let's pause over here for a second. This is kind of the famous photo spot of the Great Lawn. Nice, beautiful view of Central Park South and the towers of Billionaires Row. Oh, that's very kind of you, ER. Thank you very much. Too kind, too generous. Bagel Bites, he's doing well. He's right down there. I have to keep an eye on him because he doesn't like gloves. He just throws them on the ground and that's a pain. So I have to keep an eye on him, make sure his hands don't get too cold, put him in the, he's got this little kind of sleeping bag type thing that keeps him warm. But he'll fall asleep, he'll do a nap at some point. It was beautiful the other day, and then today, super chilly. It went down, I forget the exact numbers, but like 20-degree drop Fahrenheit. We're on TV, Billionaires Row, or Sean calls it the ghetto. Won't catch me there. To our right, Arthur Ross Pine Tongue. We're just gonna kind of stroll around a little bit. I would love if you guys could keep me posted on how the picture quality is, how the, and if we're smooth. So I have the DJI Pocket 3 clamped onto the stroller. The stroller itself is like, pretty smooth, but it transmits a lot of the bumps. So you guys will have to tell me, is it kind of shaky or how does it look? Low bit rate for half a second there. Yeah, we're trying, that's the whole other thing. The park is incredibly hard to stream. And so for months, you guys are probably so tired of it on Gabe's stream, we've been egging each other on with all these experiments, different types of connections, different ways of bonding multiple connections together. And that's what we're trying today. I'm doing it on a discount. Gabe has access to, like AT&T, which I don't have access to right now. So I'm doing kind of the discount version of it. It's a little bit of a complex setup, but the fun thing is, when it breaks, It'll let you know if the connection's bad, as you guys saw. I guess Ambrose saw for a second there. And at the beginning, and if we totally get disconnected, I got the slideshow, so that's kind of fun. And I'll, periodically update that with new photos. Getting good feedback so far. ER likes the look. Mika looks smooth. Suke checking in. Hope it's not too cold there. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not terrible. It's kind of the high 30s. It's just pretty windy today. Glenn enjoying the stream. Thank you. Sorry for all that big delay at the beginning. The cable I started with. First, I noticed it just was kind of a tight fit. At home, I wasn't completely testing it on the stroller, and when it's all angled the way it is right now, it didn't occur to me that the need like a right angle cable or something. But thankfully this thing has so many cables on it, I was able to swap them out. Came for dongle talk. Well, it's good to know. All the construction over here, this is the Delcourt Theater. They're tearing it down, and then they're going to completely rebuild it appears. It's going to take a long time. And there's been months and months, you could hear them, all the drilling and everything as they tear it apart. But when we get past this, I'll see if we can find a picture of it. But the good news is, so far, except for what Ambrose said, a little bit of a connection hiccup. This is better than we've ever accomplished in the park. I love being here. We walk here almost every day. But it's kind of a tricky place to stream in. You're in between the city, and it's not like they put up cell phone towers in the park, so kind of bouncing around the sides. Oh, we'll go straight ahead. We'll go to Shakespeare Garden. Oh, there's one right there. Try to show you guys. The way I can show you guys stuff is I have to aim the stroller. One day I'll figure out how to make it easier to take the camera on and off. But yeah, you guys can get a sense of that picture of what it's going to look like. Brenda misses Flacco. I know, me too. Wasn't that so sad? I mean, the kiddo and I had so many good times. We've been following Flacco on his journey for, he made it a year. So he was originally in the Central Park Zoo, and many of you have maybe read some of the news articles that came out. He's a variety of owl that is kind of rare and endangered. And in their natural habitats, they face a ton of different dangers. So they've been bred in captivity, which I know is a complicated topic for some people. Anyways, he was released about a year ago from the zoo. And ever since, New Yorkers have been kind of following along his journey. And he did remarkably well. He had to learn to feed himself, fly, hunt, and stay safe from, the various predators that exist here. Like the big old hawks, I guess he had some, he would have some fights with. And he did remarkably well, but then he had untimely death, about a week ago? Officially he hit a building, but a lot of us are concerned that he had been eating, once he left the park, especially eating rats that are poisoned, which we do to control the rat population, but anything that eats them, that's a problem. So we're waiting to find out exactly what happened to Flacco. There is a memorial. Gabe went by it, and if you follow me on Instagram, I've been sharing pictures of the memorial. And then this Sunday there's going to be a kind of a memorial event, so I'll try to do my best to get there. I don't know yet whether we'll stream or just I'll take some video or something, but I'll try to get to the actual Flacco memorial on Sunday for you guys. We are says the Times had no less than 7 articles. I mean, he became a New York celebrity. Super, you know, his story of perseverance, making his way. You know, first he started in the park, then he moved to East Village and the Lower East Side, then he moved to the, I think, Upper West Side. Just was a fun story. And it was kind of fun. Me and the kiddo, we would just, at least when he was in the park or on the Upper West Side, we would kind of chase around the city looking for him. Most often we did not find him, but it was, you know, fun little adventures. So, what a life. Well, let's go this way and we'll go see the Oak Bridge. Hey Allie, good to see you. It's good to see everybody. It's been a long time since we've seen so many friendly faces. We do have some stuff coming up. The main reason we haven't been doing quite as many videos, recorded or live, is the missus hurt her thumb. Some sort of a strain. And so she hasn't really been able to use one of her hands. And so I've been having to do more taking care of the kiddo. But it's just kind of, I can't leave him home with the missus in case he needs to be changed and so forth. So daddy duty comes first. Hope you guys understand. One thing I want to check is which mic am I using? Oh, let's try this. I guess I was using the I guess that was the camera mics. I just switched to the mic with the furry cover, so let me know if this sounds better. It'll certainly have less wind noise. Let me know what you guys think. If you follow Gabe's adventures, you know the camera mics are stereo, which is fun, but this will have less wind noise. Probably picks my voice up better. AR says it's a great way to get off diaper duty. Yeah, no kidding. She's become an expert at using speech to text, you know, to do, you know, things on the phone and things on the computer. And sorry in advance for the sniffles. Lots of good wishes for the missus. Oh, thank you all. Thank you all. Just pause here at Oak Bridge for a second, have some nice views of, this is the lake. It's just called the lake. And again, Central Park South. I hear you, kiddo. I hear you, kiddo. So I kind of never know when the kiddo is going to fall asleep these days. At some point, he's supposed to switch from 2 naps to 1. And maybe that's part of his naps are kind of less predictable, so maybe he's kind of in the beginning stages of switching over. But usually by about 4 he'll fall asleep, 4 to 4:30. It's 3:20 now. Oh, I see Nabul, I see Owen. Good to see everybody. Strolling around Central Park with the kiddo. Trying our new little video setup. Got the Pocket 3 on the stroller. Using BELABOX to combine Verizon and T-Mobile. All right, this is kind of a bumpy path, so this will be a good test for you guys. Let me know how the video quality looks when things are a little shakier. What I've noticed is that when we did stroller cam in the past, if you're watching on your phone, it basically always looks okay. It's only when you really blow it up on like the TV that sometimes you notice, if not crazy shaking, then just more vibrations and stuff. Gabe says micro jitters on the big monitor. Yeah. Well, we have two options at some point. We can try the Action 4 again, which is has sort of built-in stabilization that can handle micro jitters. And I can put it on, I can like wear a backpack or something and strap the camera to me. Those are our options. We may experiment. I do want to do this more often with you guys. Now we have the multiple connections. It should be easier to do stuff in the park, which is where we are a lot of the time. So stay tuned for that. I don't know that we're going to make it all the way up to the Flacco Memorial today. We might. But if you want to see it, Gabe's Wednesday stream, he went by the Flacco Memorial. And then if you follow us on Instagram, I've been posting pictures and videos of it. Oh, it's a beautiful day in the park. A lot of families, a lot of people running, a lot of geese honking in the lake. Bow Bridge to our left. Oh, I keep forgetting if we're on webcam mode, we can zoom in 4 times. So let's try that. Let's see if we can get a nice little picture of Bow Bridge. Let's see how it looks when we zoom in. Bear in the garden checking in. Good to see you. All right, let's try this. Again, in order to aim the camera, I have to aim the stroller. I don't know, it looks pretty cool. So let's see if I can figure this out. So this little island here, there's a little island in the middle of the lake. And the other day we saw a, what do you call them? Heron. It was beautiful. We saw a beautiful heron hanging out over there. All our friends in the UK checking on in. Good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. To our right, up there, is Strawberry Fields. Ali asked, was it a green heron? So I only had the iPhone, so I wasn't able to zoom in like super close. I couldn't tell. It had, you know how they have the kind of wispy, feathery things all over them? Those were white. Sometimes there's kind of a blue heron that we see, but I couldn't really tell. I couldn't really tell. Just went by the Central Park barber. I got my last haircut there. A gentleman named Herman has been doing haircuts in the park since the pandemic. ER says once he starts walking, it's going to be a lot more difficult. No kidding. No joke. I told Gabe he can stream my next haircut at the Central Park barber. So this street that we're coming up to is kind of 72nd Street. To our right, it would take you over to, oh, somebody's getting married. Oh, I guess I stayed zoomed in, huh? I'll stay zoomed in for a second just so you guys can see there's a little gazebo down there. And then I'll zoom out. There's a wedding happening. That's beautiful. That's cool. All right, let's zoom back out. Looks like a field trip coming up. How cool would that be, going to Central Park on your field trip? Good for them.
Very good. Oh.
So one thing I really would like to do is, I think you guys know I'm kind of into photography. I definitely want to do more of that. But one thing I've seen, and I just need to figure out technically how to do it. I have an idea of how to do it. But I want to do a thing where if I had a nice camera, if we saw something like that wedding, we could take some nice pictures of it and have them show up for you guys here on the stream. So I want to think about how to accomplish that. I think that would be pretty cool. Worst case, they'll just go on Instagram, of course, but I think it would be kind of cool if they would pop up during the stream. Victoria says, lovely day in the park. Yeah, it's beautiful. This is kind of what we do most days. Should we go see Cherry Hill? People often confuse this with the fountain from Friends, but it is not, but it is a beautiful fountain here, Cherry Hill. If you know from our past videos, you've seen fireworks in Central Park. They set them off right here. Yeah, I love coming into the park in kind of the middle of the day, afternoon. Super quiet, very peaceful. Listen to the birds. Kiddo has a nice nap. ER says picture in picture. Yeah, something like that. I thought either picture in picture or if it kind of does a cool little Ken Burns effect or something. I haven't figured it out yet, but just something I'm thinking about. Once we got this new setup going, we'll be able to do more complicated stuff.
Hey, I wonder how much you charge. It's not $1 anymore. $1 is nothing in this state. Nothing.
We'll take the path down to Bethesda Fountain. So unlike Gabe, I can only take the accessible paths today since we have the stroller. This will be a good connection test too. We'll find out where we really struggle. Rod says, how about a Michael Bay effect? Narelle checking in. Good day all the way to Australia. Hope you're doing great, you and the family. Get some beautiful views of the lake over here to our left. Twin Towers of the San Remo. The Beresford up ahead, which has the kind of multiple towers. Same architect. Stex, an extra day perfect for napping. Friday for Narelle, checking in from the future. Bow Bridge up ahead. How you doing, kiddo? You doing okay? You're doing a good job keeping your hands away. Thank you for that. Not having to police you so much today. Hell yes, just a little one like Bluey. Peppa Pig used to be all the rage. Well, the missus has started to get him into Miss Rachel. I put on Peppa Pig the other day. He was not immediately drawn, but with children, everything requires multiple attempts. I don't think we've... I think he saw Bluey at one of the doctor's offices once, but we haven't really done that. Gabe says Miss Rachel is good for the kids, but adults have a limit. Yeah, that sounds exactly like my experience. That sounds exactly like my experience. Stex says Tumbleleaf. All right, we will check that out. For better or for worse, he's been, he just wants to explore. So he kind of lets us watch stuff. He doesn't really pay a ton of attention to what we're watching. And then if we're really trying to calm him down, like around naps and stuff, we just put on our walking videos. And I don't know if you guys, some of you may remember our second channel, Sounds by Sean, but we sometimes put on some of those which just have like calming visuals and white noise, basically. This is just a test, so we're on the other side of the Bow Bridge, which is the Ramble. Very difficult area to stream, but just want to see how the connection holds up. But thank you for all the tips. We'll check some of these out. He's starting to get more, he's definitely getting way more aware. So Caleb is 16 months, coming up to 17 months. He's not talking quite yet, but I think we're very close to that. He's playing more, getting way smarter about like how things work. He's figuring a lot of that out, including how to open doors. That was a nightmare. You want them to grow and get smart and all this stuff, but boy, is it utterly terrifying.
Oh, I think it's done.
Hey, Dad.
At the same time as it's amazing and wonderful and fun. Oh, DeBailey likes the other channel. Well, thank you. Yeah, if you've never seen it, look up Sounds by Sean. It's linked to in our channel page somewhere. We've had a lot of noise issues in our current apartment, and different types of white noise have been super helpful. Oh, Ron just shared the link. Thank you for that. A lot of the, we've had some warm days, so you're starting to see a lot of the plants start to show some of their buds. It's going to be spring before we know it.
What's that? Yeah, your ears are really red.
You doing okay, kiddo? You doing okay? Give me a second, folks. I just want to get them a little more situated. How we doing? Okay. Let's put this hand away. Okay. All right. He's being a good boy. 9 times out of 10, he just kind of hangs out, likes to see everything. And then sometime around 4 p.m., he'll just start to doze off. And I never know quite when. Allie recommends Mr. Rogers. Yeah, one of the first things I did was get a subscription to PBS, public broadcasting here. It's $5 a month, and you get all sorts of streaming stuff. And Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street, you know, that's the stuff that I definitely want him, I hope he'll enjoy. Bethesda Fountain and Terrace, beautiful. Oh, looks like there's a. You never know if they're like a wedding couple or if they're just models, but wedding couple down there looking very romantic. Let's see how far we can zoom in. I'll try to remember to zoom out this time. There's a lot of stairs over here, so I'm not gonna go crazy figuring out how to get the stroller up them. Hey Daryl, it's good to see you. Yeah, no, everybody send your best wishes to Daryl. One thing you learn when you have a stroller is how many steps there are in the park. There are plenty of accessible paths, but you kind of have to know them. If you go on the website, there is an accessible map. But we just started to kind of memorize the ones that are useful to us. So for example, the only way to exit this way is straight ahead towards the boathouse, which I just posted today. The main restaurant's finally reopening. The cafe's been open for a few months now, but the main restaurant's going to reopen soon. If the missus and I ever get there, we will, of course, share an update, let you know how it is. If nothing else, in spring, it would be fun to sit on the patio for brunch or something. This is one of my favorite views. The lake and the towers of the San Remo. Beautiful day. Can hear all the geese honking away. Let's head over to the conservatory water for a sec. Usually some good music over there.
It would be tiny.
Daryl asked, is Gabe watching the stream? Yeah, he was earlier. He might still be on. Probably working. How you doing, kiddo? You starting to get sleepy? Are you starting to get sleepy? Across the street. Whatever, buddy. Whatever. Yeah, get up. What's up? What's up? What's up? Ellie says nice and quiet in the park. Yeah, weekdays like this, until it really warms up. Weekends it gets pretty busy. Once it warms up, it'll get really busy again during the week too. Especially, you know, when the cherry blossoms start to come in. Conservatory water. There's a Le Pan right across the water. Good little restaurant. Not outrageously overpriced. Daryl, the kiddo wants bagels and coffee. Yeah, I don't blame him. I think I saw Shake Shack has a bagel, not a bagel, has a donut and coffee milkshake. So pro tip, the path directly in front of us is not accessible because there are stairs. The path to the left is accessible, sort of. It's very steep, but it doesn't have stairs. Oh, I saw they were filming over here the other day at the Alice in Wonderland statue. Let's go that way. I'll show you guys. TV show Elsbeth was filming over here. I only got yelled at once. No, twice, trying to get you guys photos of the filming. Only got yelled at twice. Ron says, Action Kid featured a bagel shop in Taiwan. Oh, that's hilarious. I'll have to check that out. He's been all over, huh? He was in Taiwan for a while, and I think he just went to Thailand, if I saw correctly.
Around the parents, what is
Japan on our right.
Again,
Your best friend.
Can we take it out? It's not even funny.
Gabriel.
Wendell Pierce is in the TV show Elsbeth that we saw filming, but I did not see any actors that I recognized. It was kind of a rainy day, so I suspect they were hanging out in the trailer until the second they were needed. So I think they were just taking like background photos or video. And maybe we'll be in a shot. Again, there's some steps over here, so we're not going to go up, but I'll show you guys the Alice in Wonderland statue. You hear all those birds? You like that, kiddo? All right, let's get moving. So this is conservatory water. It's one of my favorite spots here in the park. Very quiet, tons of benches, very peaceful, good place for reading. And then on warmer days, there usually be one or two musicians. It's got good vibes. Hans Christian Andersen monument coming up, and there's a sign here that says there's a storytelling hour, June to September. So we'll probably check that out one day. Hans Christian Andersen. Right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to hop on the drive and just take it. Just going to walk the drive for a while. So the drives make up a 6-mile loop inside the park. Great way to see a lot of the park, get a lot of good exercise. Goes all the way from the top to the bottom, so you really do see almost everything. The north end of the park has some serious elevation. Good for your cardio. I think we're going to make a left. Go visit the southern end of Central Park for a little bit. Let's see. Nobody to see. I'm glad we had this other cable. That first one, I don't know what the problem was, but this one seems to be working pretty well. I think I need to find one that's at an angle though. in May, assuming, I mean, I sure hope so. Assuming the missus is all better by then. Plan to do the Great Saunter in May. We signed up, got ticket. Great Saunter is a walk of the entire perimeter of the island. And I've been working to get this new streaming setup in place so that we can attempt to stream, if not all of it, at least some of it. We'll do our best. It's going to be summer, so it depends a little bit on how hot it is. Don't want you guys to just listen to me struggling to breathe for 11 hours. I hear you, kiddo. You having fun? Are you talking? Are you talking? ER says, what's the date? May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. If you Google Great Saunter, it'll come right up, but it's an event run by a group called the Shore Walkers. And I think like 2,500 people participate. So it should be super interesting. Marsden Worldwide, who many of you would recognize, I think is doing it. Been encouraging Gabe to do it as well officially. We'll see what happens. Bear says, which is better to walk, north-south or south-north? Well, if you're going to do the entire island, you have to do both. Officially, the way the saunter works is it starts at Francis Tavern, which is a historic tavern in Lower Manhattan. George Washington drank there once upon a time. And I believe it goes up, I think their route has you go from there up the west side and then back down on the east side, if I remember correctly. Myself, when I've done walks, I always advise people to go north to south. The northern end of the city is much hillier. There's many more hills, lots of elevation. And as you go south, it gets relatively flat. And I find it's much easier to end. It's much easier and more fun when it ends easier. Ambrose says north-south is net downhill. Yeah, that's my experience. Well, Gabe's done it before, and I've done it over the course of 2 days, but this is doing it in 1 day. It's about 32 miles. So it's a serious walk. We've done Broadway. We've done like I said, the loop in the park, but that's only 6 miles. Broadway is about 14 miles. The way we do it. And Broadway we've done in about 4.5 hours. So I think something like 10, 11 hours for the saunter is probably about what to be expected. I just hope it's not too hot. Fingers crossed. It's fun to do though. We love walking the waterfront. The views are spectacular. It's a little easier on the west side though than on the east side. The east side is not really a complete path. Tons of detours that you have to take, unfortunately. And even when it's not a detour, it's not in the best shape. We just did a video of the new section, which is really beautiful, but it only goes for, you know, that section goes for 10 blocks.
Oh my god.
He says that guy was loud, yeah. Sure was. Park gets much busier as you go south, as you can see. A lot of people probably go from 59 to 72nd and make a loop. Oh, I wish I could show you guys. I got to figure out how to make the camera a little more mobile, but there's a beautiful hawk flying over us to our left. Beautiful. Oh, I love the park. All right, one of these days I'll figure out how to make the camera a little more mobile. Got some jazz music over on, maybe let's go walk by that for a second. On the mall, southern end of the mall. Let's do a little flyby. Shakespeare statue. Columbus statue. I have to keep moving to hopefully get the kiddo to fall asleep. But if anybody can do me a favor, Google the West 4th Trio and maybe share a link to them. That's who was playing, West 4th Trio. Let me check on the kiddo. I don't think he's asleep just yet. Hey kiddo, let's put that hand away. No, he's not asleep yet. He's starting to look pretty tired though, probably any time now. I was saying before, he likes to keep his hands out even when it's too cold. And if you put his hands in gloves, he just throws them away, so I just have to kind of keep an eye on him until he starts to get tired, and then I can tuck him away. I think he's getting pretty close. Norel, thank you for that. Yeah, he used to do 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
I wonder why with all that money that...
Now he's doing like 10:30 and 4:30. And at some point, I guess it should consolidate to one nap in the middle of the day. I don't know when that's going to happen, though. Any time now. Down the path to our right is the merry-go-round. Carousel? Are those the same thing? I wonder if it's making noise, but I don't see any people over there. Just not a lot of kids in the park in this area, I guess, right now. Chess and Checkers house on our left. Recently redone. It looks really beautiful. The towers of Billionaires Row, dead ahead. Norel says, point him facing the sun, he'll need to close his eyes. Yeah, I mean, you can see, I got the thing up. Canopy. But it's like a little open at the front, so he, you know, if there's too much sun, he does make him close his eyes, as you say. That gives me a good chuckle. We actually we did a walk down this way the other day. I didn't show you guys because we weren't able to stay long enough to get any interesting footage, really. But I walked Caleb to Rockefeller Center because Biden was in town. He was interviewing with Seth Meyer, Late Show. So we walked down to Rockefeller Center. I got some video of they use the sanitation trucks to effectively block the area. It was kind of interesting, and we saw some Secret Service, but I didn't know how long it would take to see him, and I couldn't stay there all day. Ooh, another hawk. Beautiful day today for checking out the birdies. Ambrose was at 30 Rock at the time, had no idea he was there. I knew he was in town that day, and we got footage of the motorcade. You know, he was in town, what, a month ago? And I was toying with the idea of trying to get motorcade footage again. But for very obvious reasons, they're kind of like cagey on where and when he'll be different places. And I would have had to take the kiddo with me, and it's, let's just say, running around the city to find something that you don't know where it is and when it's going to be there with a stroller. It's not the easiest thing in the world. So eventually we did decide, let's just go check out, you know, we know he'll be doing this interview, so let's go check out what it looks like there. And it was, I mean, they really did block a ton of Rockefeller Center. And for a while they blocked 6th Avenue, so the cars just had to be at a standstill. It was like, I mean, they really shut things down. It's really crazy. And I saw on, what would it have been? 51st Street, maybe? One of the streets, it was clear they were protecting, that was the path the motorcade was going to take. But I just didn't know how long it was going to take for him to get moving again. I was just showing you guys ads. I'm sorry about that. They used to have a way I was able to tell it don't do ads when we're live, but they seem to have gotten rid of that. Sorry about that, ER. It's like ridiculously expensive, I think, but if your budget allows YouTube Premium, I really recommend it to get rid of the ads. But sorry about that. Oh, Norel got Premium. Yeah, I know it's expensive, but if I think what's happening is we're getting rid of a lot of the other streaming stuff because they're getting way too expensive, and we watch a lot of YouTube. So we took the plunge, got the Premium. Thank you. Ian, good to see you. Nancy recommends it too. Ambrose. Got that TurboTax ad even though you've already filed. I know, I gotta do that. I'm behind. So this is kind of the southern end. To our right are the ball fields, Heckscher ball fields. A lot of the kids stuff is down here. We saw the carousel. Got the ball fields. There's a lot of playgrounds down here as well. And on the southeast side, of course, is Central Park Zoo. We finished our last, we had a recorded video of the Upper East Side. We finished at the Central Park Zoo. The timing was perfect to see the Delcourt clock chime. So if you feel free to check that out. But right now we're just kind of strolling the drives on the west side now. Let me see. Oh yeah, he just fell asleep. Good job, kiddo. Good job. Yeah, Narelle, they're getting like ridiculously expensive. We got rid of Netflix when they told us we couldn't share with our family anymore. We've been paying them for, I don't know, a decade more? Whatever. Bye-bye. So we have YouTube and we have PBS, which is $5 a month. That's a good deal. Walking up the west side now. Now we're facing north. In a few minutes we'll see the Tavern on the Green. Beautiful. Oh, you have 7 service. 7's a lot. 7's a lot. I think you're going to see a lot of people consolidate this here. It's too expensive. Too expensive. No, thank you. A lot of carriages today, huh? So Ambrose, other than that blip, have you seen the low bitrate card again? Or was that only just that one time? Yeah, Disney and Hulu are going to be one thing. And it looked like Peacock and, was it Peacock and Paramount might also merge? It's just ridiculous. It turned exactly into cable. It turned into the thing everybody wanted to get rid of. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we've got 2 connections going today. We have Verizon and T-Mobile. starting to see Tavern on the Green come in on our left, and on our right, a couple minutes, we'll start to see Sheep Meadow. Your elder sister has YouTube TV. No. I mean, that basically here is cable. It's like an alternative to cable. And it unfortunately got it's basically as expensive now. It used to be very affordable. And it just, price kept going up, 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 up. Mika's heading out. Hey, it was great to have you. Thanks for hanging on out with us. Appreciate you joining. Have a great day. There's Tavern on the Green on the left. It's so quiet here today. I love it. Got a little nippy. Get the park to ourselves, friends. There's Sheep Meadow on the right. Looks like it's closed. They probably letting the lawn rest in time for summer. On a really nice day in summertime, you'll see the entire lawn get covered. Thousands and thousands of people. It's really fun. We'll definitely be taking the kiddo there for some picnics. Let them run around, frolic, as they say. If you exit the park right here, towards the left, you can walk right over to Lincoln Center. Ian says kind of like Woodstock. Yeah, exactly. You see lots of people, you know, having parties, picnicking, playing frisbee. We'll be back. We'll be here for it. Here is Philo and Prime. Which one is Philo? I don't think I've heard of that. We have Prime, but I'm so upset about the commercials thing. What a ripoff. Maybe we'll take the path up to Strawberry Fields. Go see what's going on over there, see if there's some music. It's a little cold, so I don't know how many musicians are out. What's this guy doing? Philo 25 a month has quite a few channels. So it's sort of like cable. Or sort of like YouTube TV. I don't know why I haven't heard of that. Like Sling, but cheaper. Ah, interesting. See, there's so much stuff out there, I can't even keep track of it all. Well, I definitely hear some music. Yeah, let's head up to Strawberry Fields and see what's going on over there. I think there's a little path I can take up to our left. We'll try. Yeah. Right at the light. gentleman has a very fancy camera up ahead. The big microphone on top. All right, I think we can pop over. It's a gigantic camera. So this path will take us up to 72nd Street. Ooh, this is a bumpy path. I thought it would be smooth. I was wrong. And then you can probably start to see the Dakota. What a beautiful building. ER says my old neighborhood. Love it over here. Historic Central Park West and 72nd Street. These buildings that span an entire city block. I mean, just crazy. Let's go check out the Dakota for a sec. What a beautiful building. This is a fun area over here. During Manhattan Henge, this is the last spot we filmed it. Clear shot right over to the Hudson. Oh, beautiful. Let's go listen to some music in Strawberry Fields. Depends on kind of how calm the music is. Sometimes it wakes up the kiddo, so I just gotta keep an eye on him. This sounds pretty calm though.
Hello everyone, welcome to Strawberry Fields. We have music here every day, almost all day long. Join us. I was playing a few of my songs, but now I'm going straight into this. We have a good time. It's easy if you try. No help, we're lost. Above us on the sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Okay, really, just one person singing. Look at all of us. Come on. Living for today. Come on. Exactly, beautiful. Imagine there's no countries. Well, it isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion to. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us in a world where live as one. Thank you. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need to greed or hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Come on! Yeah! You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us in a world where live as one. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us in a world who lives as one. Vamos Argentina, carajo. Something in the way she moves. Aguante Messi. Attracts me like no other lover. Thank you. Something in the way she moves me. Don't wanna live her now. No, I believe it how. Summer in a smile, she knows. But I don't need no other love.
How good was that? It's never a bad idea to head over to Strawberry Fields. Oh, Narelle, thank you, thank you, thank you. 30 Australian dollars. That is so generous of you. Thank you. We are grateful. That was wonderful music. I think we're going to head back north now. Let's see, 4:30. We're at 72nd. Maybe we'll go finish by the Flacco Memorial. Maybe we'll head in that direction. I think that's reasonable timing. Let's see if we can make it over there in decent time.
And then I'm not, you know.
$1.50 US. That was really good. All right, light is about to change. Okay, we're gonna head north now. I think we have decent timing. I'm gonna try to get us over to the Flacco Memorial. Which is on the east side at 104th Street. Let's head in that direction. We'll see how, how the timing is looking with the kiddo. I don't want him to get too cold. We were here earlier. This is where we saw Herman, the Central Park barber. Looks like he's taking a break now. With that little beautiful wooden structure, you can get your hair cut there. Narelle's heading out. Hey, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for the big, generous donation. We will definitely see you on Gabe's walk. I tried to get Gabe. I really encouraged him to go out yesterday. He's working on that press pass application. I don't know if you guys, if you're in New York, you heard it. Late last night, massive wind, like 50 miles an hour plus. I don't know, the gusts might have even been faster. It was just howling outside. I told him if he gets video of puddles, talks about the weather, that's got to count for something, right? Breaking weather news. ER says, what is Gabe's channel? The Walking Commuter. He was on at the beginning of the stream. So you should, I think you should be able to, if you go back, you'll be able to click the link, click his username. But it's the Walking Commuter. Primarily he does, as his name suggests, commutes. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But he's been doing a bunch of bonus streams. He was even in Disney recently. That was pretty cool. Tracy had that wind in Massachusetts. Yeah, no, it was wild. I told you guys at the beginning, the temperature here dropped 20 degrees, so that's what it was bringing in. Yeah, he has a great channel, and we've been exploring these new techniques for streaming that are a little more robust. Well, in theory. Certainly more complicated. In fact, on our last live stream, we briefly met up with Gabe at the end, latter half of the stream. It's been a while. It's been at least a few weeks, huh? How's the wind here today? It's not as bad. I think today the gusts are 30 miles an hour, but late afternoon it was supposed to go down, so I think that's where we are now. So it's a little lower now. When I was first walking to the park, I was like, oh no. If it's way too windy, I got to be a little careful here because, the sticks and stuff will fall. Whoa, look at this bird. I mean, I can't show you guys, but there's this amazing bird here. Hold on, let me try to take a picture. Beautiful. Give me a second. Gotta do this before it goes away. Hold on. What are you? You are a beautiful bird. All right, I'll post that on Instagram later and somebody can tell me what the bird is. Beautiful guy. It was like the size of like a jay or a robin or something. Black, but like dotted with yellow or brown. Beautiful. I'll show you guys on Instagram later. Maybe somebody can help us identify. So if we stay on the west side, I get to push the stroller up a few hills. You can hear me get out of breath. Raining down in Daytona. Just in time for bike week. Ooh. What we got over there? Ambulance stuck in traffic on Central Park West. Swedish Cottage and the Shakespeare Garden on our right. Just beyond that, as we saw before, the Delcourt Theater and the Great Lawn, but we're gonna skip ahead. Stay to our left. We'll take this up to 102nd Street and we'll cross the park. I'll take you to Flacco's favorite tree, where he spent months when he was first in the park. And that's kind of become a little folk memorial. Folks have been leaving pictures and poems and flowers. And then this Sunday afternoon, there's supposed to be a real memorial there. We may try to visit that if our schedule allows. That ambulance has made it as far as we have. Not great. Not a good sign. They've turned off the sirens though, so maybe they got where they needed to go. Bear's heading out. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Oh, you are. I mean, he was kind of a weird New York City phenomenon, you know? In the zoo, you know, I think most of us didn't really know who he was. It was the story of being broken out and his resilience. You know, he had to figure it all out. And he did it for a year, despite all sorts of challenges.
So, I don't.
So he's a little bit of a New York City celebrity / hero. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for sure. All right, so we're coming up to the west side of the Arthur Ross Pine Tum. Beautiful, beautiful pine trees. Smells amazing over here. This is also the area known as Seneca Village. If you're interested in New York City history, recommend learning about that. And who and what came before Central Park. And then just up ahead, we'll start to see the reservoir, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Reservoir. That runs from what, 80, like something like 86 to 96, thereabouts? Maybe a little farther north? Something like that. Oh yeah, it was fun. I mean, every time we went out, there were always other people looking for him. It was a big, you know, fascination for many of us. ER doesn't know all the inside jokes.
You need to charge free park.
So officially, you're not allowed to push a stroller around the reservoir. It's possible I've done it before, and it's possible I've been yelled at. So I think on the stream we will not do that. It's fun to watch the birds though. There's all sorts of seagulls and ducks. And then depending on sometimes the geese are there, sometimes they're in the lake. Looked like they were really in the lake today. So let's see, so we are at 86th Street now. Let's see when it ends, when the reservoir ends. I have it in my mind that it's kind of in the 96th Street area, but let's go find out. We will pay attention today. Up ahead, you're going to start to see the twin towers of the El Dorado. So we saw the San Remo, we saw the Beresford, and up next the El Dorado, all made by the same architect. Suke asks, why can't you push a stroller around the reservoir? So officially it's a running track, and so it says no pets, no strollers, and no bicycles. I think part of it is that the wheels are not great for the track, because it's basically like, it's kind of like gravel-ish. I assume the other reason is, you know, a lot of tourists, a lot of people go, it's a one-way track, people go the wrong way, people stop, all sorts of stuff. The problem is it's a really popular spot just to watch the sunset. It's very popular to watch the birds. And so there are a lot of people who stop. So I'm kind of the opinion that they just need to either widen it a little bit or just give into reality and allow it to sort of be mixed use. But officially it's a running track, and I guess that's why.
With the point moving.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's funny, because people use it for all those purposes regardless of what the intentions are. But I try not to do things that get me yelled at too often. All right, I think it's going to look more like 92nd than 96th, but we're just passing 89th now. If you look at the lampposts, you can see which streets we're near. Coming up to West 8903, so West 89th Street.
Tomorrow and next week.
The El Dorado, by the way, the hawks like to hang out on there. So if you hang out in this area, you can often see them swoop down for their meal time. It's pretty gnarly. Ron says also no shirt, no shoes, no run. Next to the reservoir is the bridle path. That's that big path down to our right. So sometimes we do that, but it gets very muddy. ER says, have we ever been to the Carlisle? Bucket list for me next time when I come back home for 50th class reunion. So we have been there. We actually we went to Beemelman's Bar, which even if you're not, you know, never going to stay at the Carlisle because it's very expensive, I would recommend checking out the bar. It's really beautiful, and you should look up the murals that are inside of Beemelman's Bar. Really recommend that. But we We actually saw Woody Allen play jazz there once. Kind of a interesting New York experience. But I would say go one night, go to Beelan's bar, wear a fancy outfit, and just enjoy. It's a really cool spot. AC, oh gosh. So for those of you who've been on many walks in Central Park with us before, you know there's the weird tree coming up to our left, which is just kind of flat top. And there's a street post, a lamp post right next to it. And last week I saw a hawk having its dinner on top of the lamp post. We see some gnarly stuff here sometimes. Truly nature. To our right, the tennis courts. Wouldn't surprise me if some of them are pickleball courts now. There's the flat top tree, and this is the, you can see the lamppost next to it. No hawk today. It was a very city sight, seeing a hawk on top of the lamppost. Very funny. The Carlisle's in the news because some billionaire, literally I think some billionaire, was complaining on Twitter about the cost of room service in New York City. And the example that they used was room service at the Carlisle, which is one of the most expensive hotels in one of the most expensive places, you know, cities to stay in the United States. Whatever, dude. There's literally 10,000 bagel shops within 10 minutes of you. But he had to dunk on New York City. Oh, Colleen, it's my pleasure. Thanks for hanging out with us. There was even a movie about the Carlisle. I think it was called Always at the Carlisle. It's like a documentary. Interviews with lots of the fancy people who stay there, like George Clooney and so forth. So if you're really into New York City, you could check that out. It's pretty fun. This billionaire thing, it happened like today or yesterday. I mean, it's like very fresh. ABX, hey, good to see you. Yeah, we've never stayed there. Probably never will, but, you know, if nothing else, save up for a trip to the bar. I really don't think you'll be disappointed. Get some nice music, but it's just the environment is so historic. It feels really like a totally different time. How are we doing on time? 4:50? Yeah, I think we'll get to Flacco's Memorial right around when the kiddo should start waking up. That's when we'll say our goodbyes. So, 97. Ron says people sometimes need to find something to complain about. Well, he was like this I think it was like a Texas hedge fund guy, if I remember correctly. So, you know, you can use your imagination as to why he felt the need to dunk on New York City, but I think he came away looking a little silly. Hey, Ian's heading out. Take care, pal. Have a good one. ER says, is there a Dorothy Parker slept here tonight? That's a good question. You obviously also have to check out the Algonquin. So we're going to make a right in a little bit, but just up ahead to our left is the pool, which Gabe sometimes walks to on his stream. Not too often, but sometimes when he goes to the Upper West Side. Beautiful little pond filled with ducks. And during autumn, the colors around the pool are spectacular. All the trees turn different colors. So we don't really have the time today, but if you check out some of our many recorded walks in Central Park, you can check out the pool. We actually, it's a little to the east, but you can, if you walk down to the pool, you can take it to what's called the ravine. And Flacco was there sometimes. But we're gonna head a little farther east than that. Brenda says the loud sirens don't wake the baby up. No, he's actually he's pretty good with that. We do this so frequently, so I think he's just gotten used to most of the city sounds. Usually what'll wake him up when we're out and about is like very jarring music. Like sometimes there's a guy down at the where we saw the jazz band today. Sometimes there's a guy who does like incredibly loud drumming there. And I mean, I can hear it, you can hear it from a mile away, so we just won't go towards him if he's playing. But that's usually the only thing that'll wake him up. For the most part, he sleeps through everything else, which is really nice. Ron, no mattress firm pass, no. I'll have to test that one day, shouldn't I? Maybe one day I'll recreate one of Gabe's walks. If I had had more time, I was saying before, my wife hurt her hand, so I have to, she's not able to watch the kiddo alone right now. It would have been funny while he was in Disney if I had recreated same time, same place, one of his commutes, but it just didn't work out. But that, I really, really had wanted to do that. I thought that would have been funny. Ambrose has to hear sirens if he's in the city. Yeah, the street noise never really bothers me. You just sort of get used to that. What we've had some issues with are people in our building playing really thumpy music. And I can't fall asleep to, and if it happens, it wakes me right up. All right, so this is the 102nd Street Center Drive, I think it's called. So we're going to take this to the east side. And at the end of it to our left was one of Flacco's favorite trees, and I'll show you guys the memorial that's there. And that's, I'm afraid, where we're going to have to call it a day for today, but it's been fun. Glad we got to do this. Sorry it took at the beginning we serious technical difficulties, so I had to do a little cable swap, but I think it worked out pretty well. I think Gabe was saying on a big TV you can maybe see some of the jitters from the stroller, but we'll play around with that and see if we can find a solution. The big thing we've been working on is just making it more resilient, so like you can't really stream from the park with one phone or one cellular connection. It's just doesn't work that well. So we've been working on finding a solution for that, and I think we found one that works pretty well. This is another area. This whole area during autumn looks so beautiful. All the trees change colors, all the leaves change colors. Right now there's no leaves. The city is really left out though with some beautiful sunsets. If you guys check out some of the New York photography channels on Instagram, been some really beautiful sunsets recently. Super colorful. Oh, you had construction? Yeah, I mean, we've been having the same thing. So I get woken up in the morning by the baby, and then in the middle of the day, they were doing building construction, like for hours, and it was amazing. They like sort of perfectly timed it to Caleb's naps. And then at night, had a slight music issue we had to work on. But hey, it's getting better, right? Won't let it get us down. This area up ahead to the left, I think in like the summertime, gets covered in wildflowers. So we will definitely be back here. It's so funny, it looks totally dead right now. But we've done some videos over here where it gets totally covered in like sunflowers and stuff. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so straight ahead, big oak tree. You can probably start to see the flowers that people have been leaving. So again, because the camera's on the stroller, I'll walk up a little bit, but I don't want to jostle the kiddo too much, so we'll stay a little bit of a distance. But we're going to end at Flacco's tree. So this is the tree he spent months when he was sort of exploring the park. This was kind of his favorite tree. Spent the majority of his time here. And so it's become a little bit of a public memorial for him. All right, I have to go slow just so I try not to wake the kiddo. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. It's been super fun. I know we haven't done this as much as we'd like, and we haven't even been able to post videos as often as we'd like. Hopefully Lisa's hand is healing, and she'll be able to watch the kiddo so I can get out a little more. But appreciate everybody for hanging out. To Bailey and Narelle, grateful for the donations. That was super kind. All the mods and everybody who joined. It's been super fun hanging out with you guys.
So this was a favorite for you? Was the owl?
So we'll be seeing you again sometime soon. If you haven't checked out some of our other videos we've been doing, we try to post as often as we can, so check out some of our recorded walks. And we have a bunch of museum visits now. So check out the Met, MoMA, And we even did one at the American Museum of Natural History. So if you haven't checked those out, encourage you guys. But otherwise, loved hanging on out, and we'll see you again as soon as we can. Take care, everybody.